Well, we might as well go ahead and get started, and if anybody else joins us, maybe they can catch up. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Sound all right? Yeah. So we've got a couple of announcements. So let's talk about this for just a minute. This is our second to last class. Went pretty fast, didn't it?
Very.
Yeah. So we'll have this class, and then we'll have one more next Tuesday, which will be Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, very
Let's
nice.
hope I catch that class.
Yeah. And then next Friday is our little Zoom graduation party.
Man, too bad we ain't gotta have an actual party.
I know it is, but
It'd be really cool to slang Miss P, this football coach.
Home parties.
yeah.
We can make our own parties.
Well, anyway, so put that on your calendar. You can, if you want, if your parents are at home, if they want to join us and sing congratulations or something like that, they can get on here with us on Friday at the same time. It'll still be at 10 o'clock, Friday at 10, and I'll email you the link as usual, but we can just get on there and congratulate the graduates and all of that. Okay, so if you're leaving us forever, if you're graduating in May, we will, provided you've turned in all of your work and done everything you're supposed to do, then we'll mail your certificate to you. Okay, if you haven't turned in all your work or have something outstanding, we will hold that until such time as you complete it. Okay, so for high school students, that means that that if you haven't submitted your work through that has been put in the sandbox for you, then I can't give you a grade. And so high school students, that's going to be a little difficult. So please, let's just get that in. Okay, Abby, did you have a question, honey?
Yes. Okay, so like even if you only complete 1 year, do you still graduate?
Yeah, you are actually in the restaurant cook program, and that is a 1-year program. And so if you have completed everything that you were supposed to complete and have all your work in and have made above a 60% or 60% or better, then yes, you will be graduating as long as you participated, you weren't over on absences and things like that. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Can I talk to you about that stuff after?
Yes, you can. I'll stay on when we're done here, and we can talk about that. Okay. All right. Anybody else have questions about that?
So we get everything from the sandbox to you, and what about the things from before this happened, like everything, all the bookwork?
Okay, I think you were pretty far ahead, Kevin, and so I'll get on there. You and Seth, I think both were that way, and so I'll finish up grading that. And as long as you've done everything through before spring break satisfactorily, and then since spring break we've just been in the sandbox, as long as you've done those things satisfactorily, you should be in good shape. Okay, questions about that, anybody?
I've got every single section except for one done. I think that was menus, and I'm not sure what to do about that.
Okay, well it can, we'll probably just let what we put in the sandbox count for that, Kevin, and so I think you'll probably be just fine, okay?
Okay.
Okay, all right. So those of you that are just doing the 1 year as restaurant cook, like I said, provided that you're in good standing, meaning you have all your things in and you're passing, then your certificate will be mailed to you. If you've been getting text messages from me via remind if you're missing assignments, now would be the time to get those made up, because I have to post grades May 8th. which is not this Friday, but next Friday. And so if you are missing some things, now's the time, okay? So please, please, please get on there and look in the sandbox and make sure you have all your things done. I got everything that was submitted to me, either email, you shared with me on Google Docs, or texted to me. I got that all graded as of about noon yesterday. So if you get on there and look, if you don't have a grade for something and you feel like you know, I've been getting stuff so many different ways. I've gotten stuff through Instagram and TikTok and all of that. So it's possible I could have missed something. And so if you feel like there's something that you turned in that I did not see, please, please, please let me know, because I want to be sure and give you credit for it. This is kind of unusual circumstances, and I almost always have you turn things in through Moodle, and that's why, so I can grade it easily. But some of those Moodle portals for some reason are not working. So, but please, please, please let me know if you think you've submitted something that I haven't graded. But everything, I think you have access to your grades right now, don't you? Can't you guys see on Moodle your grade? I think you can. You, like, remember how before how you could go to my grades, or I think it's what on Moodle. Couldn't you check on things that were graded?
Yeah, how to do that.
You forgot how? Does anybody
I
else?
never figured out.
Okay, I think you can go to my classes. I think it is. You should be able to check those. Okay, but if you, like I said, if you got a text from me yesterday, I would encourage you to look at those things and see what you have outstanding, because we have this week and next week, and that's it. Okay, so it would not be fun to have saved a whole bunch of stuff till the last week and then have to get a whole bunch of stuff done fast. Okay, any questions about that, anybody? Okay, well, that is good. So, you know, we're a little bit different than your high school. I think some of your high schools said they were freezing your grades or whatever you had as of spring break is what you'll probably have. I guess it could go up but not down. Does that sound familiar to some of you high school students? Okay, well, that's not so with tech. So you'll just get what you get. And so please, 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 let's make sure you get those things in by next Friday. Okay, if you guys need help, if you need clarification on the directions, if you're not sure what to do, if you'll let me know, I'm happy to talk about those with you or help you or discuss with you or whatever we need to do to get you fixed up. Okay, questions about that, anybody? No? All right, well, I think we should look at some, I should have had this already pulled up. Let's look at some slides. Let's look at a slideshow. You want to?
Sure.
There we go. All right, who's excited about Italian food?
Me.
Yeah, love me some Italian food, huh? Yeah. Okay. So, so who has a favorite Italian dish? Anybody?
Tortellini.
Tortellini? Oh man.
Lasagna.
Lasagna or lasagna.
Lasagna.
Okay. Who
Chicken
else?
Alfredo.
Alfredo, chicken Alfredo. Oh, it's so creamy and delicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else have a fave?
Spaghetti.
Well, yeah.
Steady.
Good old spaghetti. That's right. So, well, let's talk about a little bit of Italian history, shall we? So Italy has lots of influences on the different the different areas, lots of influences from different cultures and countries. And we know that, you know, if you think about the island of Greece, when you think about that out in the Mediterranean Sea, that's pretty close to Italy, isn't it? Yeah, and so, but the Greeks, whenever they came into Italy, they brought things like olives, which we associate quite a lot with Italian cooking, don't we? So, and they also brought things like honey and nuts, and we see things like pine nuts turn up in a lot of Italian cooking. So that seems pretty logical that that was happening. So olive oil is one of the main cooking fats. Can you think of another fat that we cook or that's common to Italian foods, guys?
Pig fat.
Like pork fat. So, well,
Yeah,
you know, things
pork.
like pancetta. Yes, but it's not quite as common. You know, we have olive oil is like the biggie, right? The thing that we think of probably the most whenever we think of Italian food, but also butter. Okay, yeah. So those are the two main fats: olive oil and then butter. Okay. All right, so and some other influences that influence the Italian cuisine, things like citrus. So things like lemon. You might see lemon ice, or you might see lemon in with like chicken and artichokes sometimes. You guys know what saffron is?
Yeah, ratatouille every time.
Yeah, saffron's a very expensive spice, and so but that comes from some Arabic influences. I mean, you think about the Middle East, you know, that is not a far jump from where Italy is, right? And so you can see how through trade how those things could arrive there. And so, and you guys know what couscous is? We made couscous before. Do you guys know what that is?
Isn't it couscous like a grain or something?
Well, it
Or
looks like a grain Mendez. It's little pasta. It looks like little BBs.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but it's
couscous.
actually pasta and not like rice. But that is also has a Middle Eastern kind of roots to it. But all those are affect the a little bit of Italian cooking in well, in a way. Okay. Some other things that were going on, you know, early, we had Roman soldiers that had been returning because, you know, think about, you know, the Roman culture, you know, they were going out conquering large parts of the world over there, large parts of Europe. And whenever the soldiers would go out and conquer these places, they would bring back with them interesting foods and interesting spices, and they learned new things. And some of them had wives that they brought back, and the women brought back the cooking techniques from whatever country they were in. So you could see how lots of things were being brought into the country. The other thing that was going on was, have you guys ever heard of Venice, Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Venice was one of the largest seaports anywhere. And so all of those trade goods from Asia, from China, in the Middle East, they were all coming through the port there in Venice. And so you could get anything there, you know, beautiful silks from Asia and China, and all kinds of the spices from the Middle East, and all of those things were coming through. Things like coffee, for instance, was coming through there, and all those things that were not native to Italy before were suddenly available. So those things, once we were able to get new products, and then all of these people were coming in, we learned about new foods and new cooking techniques, and so made a lot of changes to the food scene than there was previously. Pretty interesting stuff, huh? So here's the regions of Italy. Okay, so do any of those seem familiar? Have you ever heard of Sicily? The
Yeah.
island of Sicily. It's down at the very bottom of the boot there. Can you see?
Miss P.
Yep.
I can't see what you're looking at.
You can't see it?
Yeah, I wouldn't neither can I.
Can you guys not see my slideshow?
No.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Very interesting. All right.
Nope.
Let's see.
Even the cow chimed in.
Hello. Let's see if I can get that to do it. Can you see it now?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope. Very interesting. All right, let's try it another way here. There it went.
There we go. Gotcha now.
All right. Now then, let's see if I can get it moved over there. Oh, technology.
It's a pain.
Let's see here. All right. Well, we're just
Oh,
gonna
there
go.
is a stop.
Okay, so but you can see this now.
No. All I see is the document page. Will you pull up the documents? That's all I see.
Do you see the regions of Italy, that map, guys?
I don't think anybody does, because all it shows is the page that you went to get to the file.
Okay, is it showing
Oh,
it
there we
now?
go.
There we
There
go.
Yay! Okay, all right. Well, gotta love it, huh? All right, so here's the regions of Italy. And down here at the bottom, you see that where Sicily is? You guys have heard of Sicily before, haven't you?
See.
Okay. And so, and down here in the south, you know, this is the Mediterranean down here, and so it's warm and not really tropical, but pretty warm. And then the further up north you get, then we're getting up here by France. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay.
Yep.
So there's lots of regions. Well, actually, there's three: northern, central, and then southern. Okay. And so let's talk about northern Italy for just a minute. So that's where we were talking about, you know, the butter. When you think about northern Italy, it's up closer to France. And so in the north, there are wheat fields and places that can support larger animals like cattle. And then the temperature supports things like wheat, for instance, that's growing. Okay, and so we do see more animal products up there, so hence the butter, and then the meat, and the things like potatoes and rice and cornmeal. So not really so much as pasta as maybe you guys know what gnocchi is. You guys ever heard of
it.
gnocchi before? So those are potato dumplings, and so instead of pasta, they're made out of potato.
Did we have those?
Yeah, we've made those before. Yeah, yeah. Another thing would be, you guys know what risotto is. We've made that before, haven't we? So risotto, and that's from what, guys?
Spain? No?
Rice.
Italy?
It's rice.
Okay.
Arborio rice, which is a high starch rice, right? And there's something else, cornmeal. Can somebody think of something made out of cornmeal that we see?
Cornbread.
Red polenta.
Polenta, right on, Tommy. Yeah, polenta. And
Good
so
job, Dom.
polenta is kind of, like
Red.
like
But a little bit creamier.
grits, like grits, yes. And oftentimes you'll see it maybe pan fried a little bit, or served with some kind of a sauce over it. It is delicious. So so those would be some non-pasta starches that we would see in the north, and that's because of the farmland is more adaptable to growing crops and things, as opposed to the south, where it's a lot more rocky and more arid. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so some popular dishes in Italy in the north. Okay, there's that risotto word again. What's Milanese? You guys know?
Mayo? I don't know.
No. I think it'd be like more like a stew.
It's beef. Okay, ossobuco. Do you guys know what that is? That's a pretty famous dish. Anybody?
I've never seen something about it, but I can't remember what it is.
Okay. It's shanks, like the legs that are cross-cut, where the the leg goes up like this, and these are cross sections, and then those are cooked in a sauce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's very famous northern Italian dish. What about bagna cauda? They're on the bottom. Anybody know what that is?
No.
So it's a pretty famous, it's a dip, and it's pretty famous. It is garlic and anchovies. You guys like anchovies? So, well, let me tell you about anchovies. Anchovies are really interesting because they're really salty, but they just kind of dissolve in what you put them in. So give them a chance, because they're pretty tasty. But it's like a dip, guys, and it means hot bath. So it's garlic, anchovy, olive oil, and then good old butter. Okay, and sometimes you'll see people will put like red pepper flakes in it to give it a little kick, and then maybe a little red wine vinegar, so it has a little bit of a tart taste to it. So it's quite tasty, and give it a chance because you might like it. Okay, what about bollito miso? Bollito miso, do you guys know what that is? Anybody?
Nope.
No. What about, actually it's Italian sausages and lentils. So you guys know what lentils are?
Beans.
Yeah, they're really similar to beans. That's right. So they don't take very long to cook, though. But there's all kinds of stuff like that out there on YouTube. If you're curious, you can get on there and check it out. Okay. So let's see here. Central Italy. Okay. So still meat, but we kind of have that seafood blend because we're getting closer to the coast there. And it's a really nice temperature, so we'll see lots of fruits and vegetables growing in the garden. We'll see some white beans starting to come in some of the food there. So we see a lot of soup, like white bean soup. We've seen that before from Italy. And then down in the south, down toward the bottom of the boot there. Okay, so we don't see as much beef cattle, but we do see sheep and goats, because they're pretty adept at climbing things like rocky mountains and hillsides, and they don't require as much vegetation, or they're not as particular, I guess I should say, as to what they eat. And we'll see goat and sheep cheese turn up there. Lots of vegetables, olives, and olive oil are produced in southern Italy. Okay, so what is, look at spaghetti alla vongole. I don't know how to say that, vongole, I think. Anybody know what that is?
No.
Fancy spaghetti.
Yeah, with clams. Spaghetti with clams. You guys ever had that before?
The clams ruined it.
It's what?
The clams ruined it. Yeah, spaghetti with clams. How about that? So in
I've
southern,
heard of that. Okay.
what?
Yeah. I said I've heard of that. It sounds weird.
Yeah,
I've heard people doing that.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
yeah. So here's some famous foods from southern Italy. Oh, excuse me, from all over Italy. Okay, so balsamic vinegar. You guys like balsamic?
Mm-hmm.
You ever tried it before? It's really
Yep.
rich and gosh, it'll take your breath away if you get a big whiff of it, won't it? So, but it tastes really good. Some different kinds of
Yeah,
cheeses
me
like Parmigiano Reggiano. You guys have heard that before, haven't you? Oh yeah. And then lots of cured meats. See down here in the market, you'll just see these are different kinds of hams. That this is the leg, and it is just hanging up to be dried and cured. And you'll see these all in the markets there, and they are just sliced. They're quite expensive too, but they're delicious. Okay, all right. And then look here, Naples is the birthplace of pizza.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
And so to begin with, it was just bread that was just like in street vendor food. And then they added a few other things that were available. Pizza, like you know it, like you and I get, that's fairly Americanized. Okay, yeah. Here's a classic pizza margherita. Okay, and it is tomato, mozzarella cheese, and basil. Have you guys ever had that before?
I don't like tomatoes. But
Yeah.
I have seen one in front of me.
You have seen it before?
Yeah, at Zio's, they have margarita pizzas.
Mm-hmm. They do. They do. Yeah. So it's pretty good stuff. So, all right. So, how was that? So here we go again. Ha, we're all back. Look at that. I didn't hang up on you or anything.
Is that the end?
Yeah. Short and sweet, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So on your have you guys been on Moodle yet? Well, I put you there's some videos on there that are kind of fun to look at. Your assignment is to make your favorite Italian dish. Okay, that's actually for extra credit, but you should, if you can't make it, you can submit your recipe and tell me about it. Your favorite pasta dish, that is. If you're able to video yourself while you're making it, the ingredients and the process of it, and then the end product, that could be some extra credit for some of you guys that need it. That could be fun. So, but get on the sandbox and look at this week's assignment and check it out. You guys can, if you want to make a video for your extra credit, you can do that on TikTok. And I put my you can share it with me on TikTok. You can share it with me on Instagram, or you can just if it's not too big, you can text it to me or email it to me. Any of those options will work, but that video part is optional. But the recipe part, you're going to submit and tell me about it, okay? Questions, comments, concerns?
I have one question because I did an assignment for my school that basically it wanted me to make like a new thing. I made something and it was noodles with risotto noodles. Would it be alright if I used that? Because I got a picture of it and I know the recipe I used.
Okay. Well, I want to see you making it, see your ingredients, and see your end result. So those are your directions on for the extra credit. But the actual assignment is submitting the recipe. So if you want to do that, you could do that.
Okay, because I remember how we made it. Because it was just over the weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Abby.
Okay, so the actual assignment is to submit a recipe. The extra credit is to make it.
There you go. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So the actual assignment is to submit the recipe, but there's some questions along with the recipe. Okay. It's not just submitting the recipe. There's some questions with it. If you need extra credit or want to do it, some of you guys, my little overachievers, you know who you are in the group. So, but I thought it might be fun if you want to video yourself and making it or sharing it or eating it. But there's some directions on there for the extra credit. So, but be sure you follow the directions on both of those. And like I said, there's some videos on there that are kind of fun. Tell me you'll like it. It's Babish. So he's a little bit sarcastic and sometimes
Binging with
profane.
Babish?
So, huh?
Binging with Babish?
Yes.
Sí.
So yeah, but he's a little entertaining. So I thought I'd give you guys something fun to watch this time. So anyway, questions, comments, concerns, anybody?
How's everyone doing?
Well, let's finish up here before we start visiting. Okay, Curtis, you guys have anything you'd like to talk about today?
What's next week gonna look like?
Well, kind of more of the same. We are going to have our Cinco de Mayo class. It'll be like this one, except not Italy. It'll be Mexico. And then on Friday, we'll have our little graduation get together. Okay, and you guys will be finishing up anything that's outstanding that you haven't already turned in by next week. Okay. What, Abby?
Are we talking about school-related things or not school-related things?
School-related things, and then we'll stop and then talk about not school-related things. Okay. Anybody else have any more school questions or anything you want to know?
Is it true that you can get coronavirus again once you've already been infected with it with antibodies?
Okay, we're still on school, Kevin. Hang on just a minute. All right, anybody else have school stuff? Nobody else? Cool. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop recording here.